Good day, everybody. This is Kevin Hogan, author of 24 books, including The Psychology of Persuasion, The Science of Influence, and Invisible Influence. These books have been translated into 43 languages all across the world. Thank you for that. Everybody really does, just about everybody wants to say yes. We don't want the other person to go away unhappy. We don't want people to not like us on average. Sure, there's an antisocial movement in the world. I didn't really join, I just caught on for a while. But I like to say yes too. If I can say yes, man, I want to say yes. So what is it that's going to get us the deal today? Somebody calls up and says, hey Kev, I really want you to come and do our podcast with us today. Today, oh man, I got this much work today. That's more than I can handle. No, I can't do it, but I'd love to. Hey Kev, we'd like to get you 3 months from today to do our podcast with us. And you're like, well, 3 months from today? Of course, now your brain doesn't process that you're going to have this much work to do in 3 months, does it? No. So, of course, you say, okay. And they say, if they're smart, how about March 5th or July 7th or August 17th or December 22 or whatever the date is, right? So the point is, right, we get the point, right? You want to get the agreement today. Yes, we want Kev to do the podcast today. And so we're going to get him to say yes today, but we're not going to ask him to do it for tomorrow or the next day because he has this big mountain of events just like you do. And you're looking at it and it's like this huge thing. But as you get further into the distance, the mountain looks smaller. And you go, oh, you know what? I'll do it then. I can do that. All right? So the example I always think of when this comes to business is if the guy who sells the retirement account management to the corporation goes in and talks to all of the employees today, and they say you can put your money in starting today, 6% of your income, and the company here is going to match it 3% for every 6% you put in. And you as the employee think, oh, I don't want to do that, man. That's 6% of my money. That's taking money out of my check. I always love that concept, right? Taking money out of my check, the only money you're going to end up with, right? So taking money out of the check today, no. But if they say, hey, beginning the first of the year or beginning the first quarter or beginning June 1, we're going to allow you to take 6% out of your check, put it into your savings account, your retirement savings account, and the company is going to match half of that. Half, not 3%, but half, which is 3% of 6%, right? Where company's going to match half of that. And we would love it if you would start taking care of your future today so you'll be safe and secure and feel comfortable. Cool? And everybody says, yeah, of course. Everybody says yes then. So if you ask for it today, yes, for this week, because you can't do it this week because the refrigerator broke. The washing machine, or not the washing machine, the dishwasher. See, because this really happened. The dishwasher broke. These are Bosch appliances. They're not supposed to break, but see, they did. And so you're like, oh gosh, I need that extra money this week to pay for the Bosch dishwasher and the GE fridge, and man, I got it. But then 3 months from now it starts, and all of a sudden the big mountain, it gets smaller. Okay? Big mountain gets smaller. People don't want to say no because they don't want to have to make up stuff. They really don't. I mean, they're not always going to lie. They're just going to say, like, oh yeah, the wife, or the accountant, he's like this, the attorney. Nobody's ever asked their attorney about anything, right? So what I want you to start doing is getting agreement today and get the event, the payment, the product, the service, the completion, the final delivery at a different time into the future. This is true in personal relationships. This is true in business. In personal relationships, you're not asking the person to get married today, are you? You're asking, hey, would you marry me? That's a very ambiguous, open statement. There's no mountain there. Maybe there's a little mountain, but it's not that open. But if you say you want to get married tomorrow morning, all of a sudden the mountain gets really, really big, right? So if you say, hey, would you marry me? All of a sudden, the mountain is not so big. It's there, but it's not so big, and they can see their way through to it. It's when you put a near date on something that it becomes difficult. Personal relationships, business, your life getting better. Get the agreement today. Get the final deal done 3 to 6 months down the road. In the case of marriage, 6 to 9 months. Okay, guys, have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.